So the ball. Let's do this. I can't do an intro, seriously. Please.
You can.
Let's talk about the race. Oh, welcome back as well.
No, yeah, you really can't do an intro, can you?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the DRS Podcast. Today we are reviewing the Qatar Grand Prix.
Yeah, you should really host this, shouldn't you?
We'd like to apologise for the lateness of the podcast.
Yes.
The Northern Rail train system is only to blame.
That's why it's dark as well.
Yeah. Yes, Qatar. What do we think, chaps? Out of 5?
Out of 5? It offered up some elements that I've never seen before. Mandatory pit stops.
Yeah.
Being one.
Straight into it.
Yeah. Drivers nearly passing out, number 2. I think that's probably happened before, but not to the extent that we saw it. There's obviously a bit of the drivers seem to think there's a bit of an issue with it all, because every single one was like, Christ, please don't let us come back here in October next year, which they're not doing. It's December, but December in the desert, I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. It's not like coming to England in December.
I can imagine a country like Qatar. I know it's a really stupid call, but I just thought it'd be cool. I thought about it. They could air condition the track.
What?
Do you know how cool that would be? Just like have a load of blowers onto the track.
And
it might massively affect the
aerodynamics about F1.
The one problem he's thought is aerodynamics.
Yeah.
Not
aerodynamics is the massive issue.
No, carbon footprint is the issue.
Mate, no. None of that.
Okay, yeah.
Well, either we scrap it or we move it to a later date. But now is it later or earlier? I don't know. If the hottest season. So December's going to be cooler than October.
Cooler, yeah, by about 10 degrees apparently.
Well, that's not too bad.
Yeah, but Sargent retired though, didn't he? He was, because we didn't realise how hot it must have been in there, and then when we heard that Sargent was retiring, we were
when we heard that, initially I think your reaction was
no.
Should I not say it? Okay, I won't say it.
That he was being
yeah. I thought like
everyone's reaction. Let's be honest.
But on second thoughts, I think you put any normal person in those conditions.
Not me. I'm different.
At the end of the day, he was still the only one to retire. So I still think he's a bit of a wet wipe.
So when he retired, his estimations were very low anyway. But he kind of went like that. He went even further. But then I saw him getting out of the car, and I actually felt really bad for him because he was like dripping with sweat, and he couldn't get out of the car by himself. But then someone tweeted out that he didn't drink during the race, and then that's his own fault.
Stupid.
Yeah,
that is stupid, because surely it doesn't matter how much you hydrate beforehand. Well, you're gonna dehydrate during.
I remember, was it 2021? Checo, one of the races, his water system stopped working during the race, and he says that was the hardest race he ever did because the water system stopped working.
What race?
Which year?
Didn't even happen.
No, it did happen. No, I don't know which race it was.
I
think it might have been somewhere like in America or like Mexico or something.
Or Europe.
No, I as much as I want to take the piss, I think you are right.
Right, yeah.
He lost water or drink. And he said it was and it was like Bahrain or like Sakir, something like that. But
I don't speak about Middle Eastern races in 2021.
Is that a?
Hang on, you do. You're the closest.
No,
it's not. Okay.
Not.
For the ladies and gentlemen at home, we've got a little test tube-looking device here, which Mr. Daly will be obliged to drink. Should he mention? I can mention it, can't I?
Yeah, you can mention it. Yeah.
For the purposes of explanation.
Of
if Mr. Daly mentions Abu Dhabi 2021.
Why would I mention that? Shit.
Because you seem to have a particular bee in your bonnet about it. In this little test tube looking thing is vodka, tequila, and sambuca, but in a strawberry, blue raspberry, apple sour, and cherry flavour. Oh, there's also lime and cranberry.
I don't even know how I'm gonna,
Drink
how
it.
you insert it.
Well, just
wait,
drink
what?
it.
wait.
It's not anything like that.
Oh, it's not one of those. No.
No. We don't want to see that. We're going,
Anyway,
PG-13 on this podcast.
We'll try and remember. Again, apologies to the viewers. I'm not being rude. I'm just getting at the old notes. We should not touch on Max Champion.
Yeah.
Of course, for Max.
Respect where respect is due.
Yeah.
Who'd have seen it coming?
Who saw it coming?
I know.
Probably everyone.
The first ever driver to ever win it on a Saturday as well.
No, that's not true.
Oh, someone said it was.
I heard it wasn't.
It's not true.
Right,
No, it's
fact
not
check.
true.
Go on then.
You might know. You're right. I think I misheard. I think he was the first person to ever win it in a sprint.
Yeah.
I think that was it.
Yeah, I mean, I love.
Wait, who could have won it on a Saturday? Who else could have won it?
The thing, I think when they refer to it as back in the 80s or something, when the rules might have been different.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But I love the irony of the fact that he's won so many races this year, but the race in which he wins the championship, he didn't actually win the race.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it's quite.
Team LH was saying on Twitter that obviously the race that shall not be named. There's that one. There's the cost cap issue the year after,
before.
and now he's won it on a Saturday. And
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. Okay.
on the same
I
day.
feel like right.
Into this.
Where's this test tube? I feel like Ollie definitely deserves
Ollie,
it for that.
you're like.
Oh.
No, I feel like that was a Rocky Powered Mohawk thing. I think you brought that up. Oh, it might not have been. It was that this weekend, wasn't it? Anyway,
Yeah, it
well
was.
done to Max.
Well done,
Yes,
Mike.
but Max winning the championship has nothing to do with it.
I'm just saying it's very controversial each win.
We're
each
getting
year.
cancelled before we've even
Each
got
year we are.
started.
Right, yeah, Max. Should we move on to McLaren very swiftly? So
No,
Max won it.
I think we should acknowledge a little bit more about Max and. Honest, you
No,
know.
I don't think we should. I think we
No.
should swiftly move on. But
Right.
McLaren, yes, Max has obviously won it by a significant margin this year, but Qatar is getting closer and closer, isn't it? The McLarens to the Red Bulls.
Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I think what was obviously we've got Piastri winning his
Of course.
first, not technically a race, but technically also a race. So well done to him. Lando getting P3 in that, and then they got a 2-3 on the Sunday as well.
Yeah.
Like the pace of that McLaren, bearing in mind they were starting out of position in 6th and 10th on the Sunday.
Yeah.
Obviously, we had the Mercedes bottle job, which we'll come on to, but like that is a quick car.
Yeah.
Like if they'd have started, because I think they only finished about 4 seconds behind Verstappen in the end on a recovery drive. So if they'd have lined up, Norris said he should have been in pole. If they'd have lined up on pole, they could have won it.
It'd be interesting to see. So yeah, I plaudits to McLaren. You know, they've built a very good car in the second half of this season. One thing that's concerning me very slightly, which I hope is not true, is that they dumped a load of resources into getting this car to a suitable standard, a standard that that Lando's happy with, because I think keeping him happy is a big concern for McLaren, and also just where they should be, and you know not behind Alpine, which is probably certainly earlier in the season was their biggest rival.
Yeah, another
Now
11
it's
points of Aston, yeah.
But have they dumped too many resources into this year's car, and are they going to start next year on the back footing? Now that kind of leads me into the wind tunnel, which they've confirmed is online.
It is online.
I think we might have talked about this last time.
We did.
But I think we received a confirmation that it's online.
It is.
As of this race, so.
What is McLaren?
Yeah, they're calibrating
well,
it. So apparently there's quite a long before they can get maximum use out of it. There's a long calibration process where they have to test the wind tunnel along the results are actually getting on the track. So until they get the full benefit, it's probably apparently going to take quite some time. But yeah, it's online. That's good news.
Yeah.
It'll also save them on spending, because apparently they used to literally fly people out to the old one, which was in Germany. So yeah, that'll give them a little bit more of a cost cap allowance as well.
And it was Toyota's, so I think they had to pay Toyota for use of it. So
I just hope they don't bottle it like they usually start the year weak, like this year, and then get quicker.
That's kind of the
They just have to start the year.
Start well. Yeah. Start the year the way that,
Aston Martin did.
The most Aston Martin. Yeah. Just someone bringing a new championship challenge to the whole system, the whole grid. I would say in the same way that Red Bull did in 2021, because Aston Martin, they started this year well, but they're not championship contenders, they didn't have both drivers in it to be able to do that. But McLaren, they've got both drivers to do it. We saw that this week.
They just need to make sure they don't do what Red Bull did in 2021, because by the end of the year they got a lot slower than Merck. That's actually a fact. That's not.
Yeah, that's
There's
true.
nothing to do with Michael Bassi or anything.
No, like the Merck was so much quicker at the end of the season.
You need to be careful because you're on the verge of this little blue.
It's just cool.
shot.
Yeah, you actually are.
No. I can say it. No, I can't say it. No, can I?
Well, we didn't say you could and we didn't say you couldn't.
No, you can't. If you say it.
Oh, so was Michael Bassi.
And what are you not allowed to say?
You're getting close.
There's a lot of things I'm not allowed to say, probably. But we should talk about Qatar, not McLaren.
Yeah, should we speak about Mercedes?
Yes.
Yeah, Mercedes.
Mercedes crash. Well,
Straight into the crash, not the rest of the weekend. Tell us,
what else did they do?
Well,
yeah, I want to commend first off, because we both said Lewis Hamilton. Obviously, at the moment he said,
straight into the crash.
It's George's fault. But then he played the sort of his post race halfway through the actual race, and he was just like, "I hold my hands up." I've watched it back on video. It's completely my fault, which is, I think, very good of Mr. Hamilton.
Yeah, fair play, Hamilton.
Once again,
class act as always.
Showing how much of a class act he is.
It's a shame because he lost out on a lot of points. If they, fighting with. Are they fighting with Ferrari in the constructors at the moment?
Yeah, but mate, after the race, Russell or Hamilton came out, and I think it was Russell. He said he reckons they had more race pace than McLaren, and obviously they were starting 2 and 3. Yeah, whatever. But they reckon they were in it for a win.
I do question what comes out of George's mouth at times. Like, seriously. But nevertheless, their race pace was quite scary, actually.
Oh, remarkable.
To go from 20th to 4th. Yeah.
Well, not 19th with
science.
19th, apologies.
And also, you've got to remember that was helped by a safety car coming out, so he was like, the pack was bunched up. It wasn't as if it was like a spread out. Not taking anything away from you, George.
Yeah, because you'll be watching.
No, it's commendable because we kind of agreed that George should have been driver of the day. Like anyone else puts in that performance.
Yeah, mate, 100%.
But I think because of the Piastri win on Saturday, I think that maybe influenced voting. With him winning an actual race on Saturday, and then he got P2. That's probably what gave it to him, and he won by quite a considerable margin. The driver of the day. But
yeah, he did, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, obviously fair play, he did a good job, but, when you've got your teammate, Lando was, like, right behind him.
Yeah.
I don't think, he didn't excel in comparison to Lando. You could almost argue that Lando starting 10th and getting onto the podium is actually a better drive.
Yeah.
I don't know, but...
No, good race all in all.
All in all. But when is Lando's first win coming? That's what we want to know.
It's very... I mean, it must be so frustrating for him.
It must be.
It's... There's been 11 occasions where he's been on the podium now.
Yeah.
None of them have been
the
on
last
that
two
top
he's
step.
been.
This year he's had 4 P2s.
Well, yeah.
as well.
Suzuki was second, Singapore second, wasn't he?
Silverstone.
Yeah, Silverstone was second. I think it's definitely coming, but it's now deciding who's getting it first. It's Piastri, isn't it?
I know, that'd not be good.
Mate.
Danny Rick comes in. Lando just dicks on Danny Rick the whole time he's at McLaren, but Danny Rick gets the win. Lando's been dicking on Piastri the first half of the season. They're maybe more equal now. Piastri's got a win.
Yeah.
Lando, but he's always there, like right in the positions to get the win, unless there's an opportunity, and then for some reason he's not there.
It's interesting. Like, obviously there'd be no way to tell, but obviously with the mandatory tyre age, like again, you wouldn't be able to tell. Would McLaren have been within the 4 seconds of the Red Bull?
Yeah.
It'd be difficult to tell. Obviously they're getting closer in the last couple of races, but the mandatory tyre age thing was I don't even know why. It was brought in just because of the tyre deck, but...
Yeah, and I think was it to do with safety, if it got below a certain level, because the track wasn't that grippy, there was concerns of people going off.
Yeah, but that's part of it.
Yeah.
The teams should be managing that. That rewards people who have built a car with lower deck, like people like Merc, will shaft people like Ferrari. Like, it was
Rather than
literally
make it
just
mandatory.
Yeah, everyone doing like Verstappen at the front, 18 box, 18 box, 18. It's like, and it meant that when people boxed at the start and then at different times, we couldn't keep up with who was actually in a good place. You know, we had Albon was in P1 for a lap. We had Joe up in like the podium points at some point, and you just couldn't really follow the race. So I found it a weird one, personally.
What they were saying in the post, or my preference would be just let the constructors and the race engineers just let them do their job and make it an interesting race about what the strategy is going to be.
Definitely, yeah.
But all the drivers were saying, again, in the post-race, they were all, because they were getting fresh sets and they were just trying to fight it out, they were just doing quali lap after quali lap, and they just said that's what was kind of like heated up as well.
Yeah.
Because it's just going so fast, it's so intense. It made it worse in the car.
Yeah.
And that's what made the whole visits to the ambulance and all that worse.
But I'm surprised, because they were doing quali laps so often, I'm surprised we didn't see more. You know, we had more safety cars in the sprint than we did the full race. I mean, the only small thing we had was Alonso's off, which is really out of character for him. The gravel, but he kept going. You know, we didn't really have any other offs, really, did we?
No.
Not maybe Liam Lawson.
Liam Lawson in the sprint, that was a rookie mistake, which is a shame for his last race. But
Lando in the qualies.
And he was on pole as well.
Could have bashed it on pole, but
oh well.
No, there was
it's a learning curve.
A few interesting bits. There wasn't really. Oh, I was going to say there wasn't really one that anyone underperformed or overperformed, but Alfa Romeo did. They got 8 and 9.
Double points.
Yeah. But I think they were one position behind, but I think Perez didn't serve his 5-second penalty, so they jumped up 2 positions. So they got 8 and 9.
Stroll finished 9th as well, and he got put back to 11th.
Oh, okay.
But that was just for being
Which
a general,
whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Alfa Romeo, it was interesting. Apparently, I don't know what the upgrades are, but I heard Joe in an interview saying they've had the upgrades, and they said, you know, it's really thankful to the factory and everything. So
yeah, well, like I was saying before, I think there's a point when Joe was up in like P4 or something, and they were saying if a safety car comes out Joe will be praying for a safety car. Can you imagine if they'd have finished way up there? Because for them in the constructors getting those points, that's massive for them. So you know, like we've got this obviously big fight going on for P2, but I think the back of the pack as well between Williams, Alfa Romeo,
Haas.
Haas. Who else?
You didn't really
AlphaTauri.
you didn't really see much of Haas during the race, did you? It wasn't like
no. Haas have just gone like they're doing what we were talking about. Aston Martin of doing, where they've started quick and the development just isn't there. They just can't seem to quick in quali, and then they just can't convert it in the race.
Interesting point that
like Leclerc.
yeah,
literally,
basically.
man.
He had a good race though. Fourth, wasn't it? No, fifth. He finished fifth.
Yeah, he finished 5th.
I don't feel like he got any airtime though.
No, it was like.
But he had his own race, really. Didn't he? Just did his own thing and didn't really.
And I think Ferrari got a 2. It was actually they got a 2. I don't think they got a 1.9 actually in their pit stops. They got a 1.9.
Slow.
Really?
Yeah, Ferrari got a 1.9.
Slow.
1.9.
I know.
Moving
That
on
is
to
slow.
We're into the 1.8 now. More specifically, 1.80.
Oh, new world record.
Did you watch it live?
No, I didn't watch it.
Have you watched it?
Mate.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Me and Ollie, we were jumping off last. You know when you just see a stop and you're like, you know that it's clinical.
Yeah.
Mate, it was like that. And car went straight down. It was
Yeah. But you expect it to be like maybe like a 2.0, like maybe a 1.9, 1.8.
I think overall, with the pressure on the pit crew having to do at least 3 pit stops, they must have thought this is game time now. We're gonna have to. Obviously, I think the Ferrari 1.9. I think McLaren had another 2.
Yeah, 2.0 as well.
with Piastri. bloody hell, it was so quick. I didn't even think it was like possible.
But mate,
the way they were doing it.
No.
This comes back to my point I was saying to Ollie yesterday. It proves that if McLaren have the car quick enough, they're like a championship contender. The operation is there.
Yeah.
They've got 2 drivers that are like on the top of their game.
Yeah.
The strategies, as we've experienced so many times, top of the game. The pit crew, amazing. You know, it's not like Ferrari who could get this championship-winning car and then just throw it all away.
Yeah.
I feel like they can capitalise on opportunities in the way that Merck did a few years ago.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because in the first season of Drive to Survive, Carlos Sainz is being given a tour around McLaren Technology Centre, and he was like, I do not understand how this team isn't a championship contending team.
Really?
Yeah, and he's just like looking at all the history and the technology they've got, and obviously we've seen throughout the year that the people they've brought in and the people that are going to join, it's only going to strengthen them further. You know, they've poached someone, God, I think he's part of aerodynamics from Red Bull, not Adrian Newey.
That was right at the beginning of the season. Wasn't it?
Yeah. There is someone joining at the start of 2024. So yeah, we'll see what he has to offer.
It's looking good. Who's it? I saw the other day that I was going to mention about Zach Brown, obviously having a marketing background. It must be so good for like sponsors and stuff. I read that Alfa Romeo have actually got the most sponsors on the car, yeah. Which I thought, I mean, they've got like that big, you know, like kick and everything like that.
Yeah.
I don't really know what else they've got, but I think it was something like 40 odd sponsors. I don't know on the car, but they might sponsor the team. But
I think it's close between McLaren and Alfa.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you'd be right there.
What else have we got? What are the points?
We've just been rambling, I think. Sainz not starting. Fuel issue, I don't really know much about it.
No idea.
Yeah, they said they couldn't tell. But part of that was because the limited testing, the fuel loads that they tested meant that they didn't see that this fuel leak would occur on a full tank.
Weird that it didn't happen to Leclerc's as well then.
Yeah, but it could have just been car specific, you know, just a
fault.
Ferrari needed the points as well. Like,
Ferrari are just going backwards at the minute, aren't they?
Whoa. With the last couple of races, I'd argue they're actually doing alright, Ferrari. It's just obviously they had the Sainz issue this weekend, but they had at Monza, they finished, Sainz on the podium, and so obviously Sainz won it in Singapore. And then, I don't know how they did in Suzuka, I can't really remember.
I think they got a solid banking of
I don't think it's been horrendous. You just hate, you're just a hater.
Oh,
mate. Yeah, the McLaren's old school rivals, aren't they?
Can we talk about Stroll's reaction to...
Oh my God.
Well, multiple...
Was this him throwing his wheel or something? Or was that...
He threw his wheel.
Yeah.
He shoved his personal trainer.
Yeah. Apparently he's been proper aggy in the post race. So he was
then he came on TV.
Stroppy answers.
Mate, he swore on live TV.
Yeah, I think the first question they asked him was like, just sum up the race for us, and he just went, shit. And like, that's all they got out of him. Then it was, I don't know, just a few other bits, and it was just one word answers, and he was just like ready to sack it off.
What?
And then, but after the race, that was after the sprint qualifying, or was it after qualifying on Friday?
No idea.
You're asking the wrong man. I don't
I was more thinking about my chocolate bar.
Decided to give ourselves some confectionery for this pod, because
shout out.
And this beer, shout out to this Hopworks Brewery, top of the game, based in Preston, unreal.
That's Bushy's Isle of Man, mate.
That's Bushy's Isle of Man glass.
in a Bushy's glass, yeah.
Hopworks.
But do you know you're saying all that information about Aston Martin? Was that? Did you watch the race video on it? Was that the one you watched?
Yeah.
Well, that was when, because I thought watching it, I thought this is a man who losing his seat. But then they said in the video that he's staying on till 24. They've announced he's staying till 24. Obviously, dependent on what happens with his dad selling the company.
Yeah, I know.
And your
mate,
shares.
he can't stay. It hurts, mate. Nah, he can't stay on. He can't.
Not
And
even,
I
yeah.
might, as a shareholder, I might get
Oh,
involved.
fucking hell.
You go to the AGM.
I might go up and say, listen, my investment is not safe here if this boy sticks around.
Do you think
So
that's
I'm
what
gonna use my-
Do you think that's the same thought process that Lawrence Stroll goes through when he goes to bed at night? My investment is not safe here with this boy. What the fuck am I doing?
Well,
Last time me and Lawrence were having our meeting, that was all we were talking about, mate.
Yeah,
was,
I'm sure it absolutely was.
They were saying in the video, they say it's quite confusing. There's some aspects where you almost think like the Stroppy interviews. Is it Lawrence that's pushing Lance into the driver's seat? Is it what really Lance wants?
Is it what he really wants?
Because they said he didn't have that fire, but then they also followed up where there's like flashes of good, or maybe not this season, but good racing from Lance. But like at the start of the season in Bahrain when he fractured both his wrists or something, didn't he? And he put it at 6, which was, he said there's might be that fire in it, but you don't know.
Well, apparently, one of the things that I heard recently was because he obviously missed the pre-season testing. Apparently, pre-season testing is where you do a lot of the testing to find out specific setups of the car and how you like it in particular. And you can't really do that in a race. So he was saying because he never got that testing, there's certain tests that they just haven't been able to do this year and will not be able to do because they're the sort of tests you can only really do in pre-season testing.
Yeah.
So apparently, because he didn't get to do that, you just can't keep up. But sounds like excuses to me.
Yeah.
I feel like you could run those in when you get P1, P2 and P3 sessions, on a normal Grand Prix weekend.
Literally, yeah.
Just do one then.
I mean, I don't know what these tests are. They might be like regulated things that you can't test, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, that sort of reminded me. It was on one of the notes actually, but all the videos that Williams have been posting about keeping Logie Sarge on. They said they're happy to stay with him. Have they actually announced him for 2020?
No, not yet.
They're just doing all this promotional stuff.
Yeah, because they're not going to keep him, mate.
No, I don't think they will.
Especially after this weekend, I think that was I need to just put this in the bin. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll come on to it in a second. But my predictions: Logan Sargent this weekend to do his job. What did he do? Sprint, span.
He quit
of his own. No, lad, we're talking the sprint here.
Oh, in the sprint. Sorry.
Literally span of his own accord. No one twatted into the side of him or anything. Just by poor driving, and then in the race just DNF'd because he was unfit.
Yeah.
That's obviously he's a rookie, but in the same weekend a rookie won a race. Okay, in a quicker car, but you just don't see that mentality in him.
Well, literally before the pod we were talking about Logie Sarge, because we weren't unsure if he was a pay driver or where he's come from. We said his dad's a bit. He's not his dad. His uncle's a billionaire. But Williams came out with a statement in November 2022 saying he's not a pay. They're not funding anything. So if they're not funding, if they're generally not, they've got a reason to get rid of it.
It's
I
because
think they did it for the American.
Yeah, it's American, and also the fact that he's a Williams Academy driver.
Yeah.
So they want to be seen to be like, look how good our academy is. All these young new drivers. Fucking hell, lad.
Yeah, but if you're saying, oh, look how good our academy is, and you've got a fucking guy that's addicted to spinning and crashing, and then gives up partway through.
Well, that's the plan. I'm not saying the plan is working.
Is it too much of a reach to say he's like the new Latifi?
Mate, he's absolutely the new Latifi.
No, it's too far. That's too far.
Do you reckon?
Latifi was on another level.
Well, he didn't fix a championship result. He's not done that yet, has he?
Wait, I got Latifi and Mazepin
Which
mixed
championship? Which championship? Oh, you have to tell the
I
viewers.
just can't remember actually off the top of my head.
The 2021 one.
Was it?
No.
You sure?
I don't know about any individual races from that season.
No, I'm not. Was it towards the end?
Don't know, mate.
You feeling thirsty?
Latifi hasn't. Actually, I have just finished my drink, but that does not look appealing.
I've changed my original statement. I think he is the new Latifi, but he's not the new Mazepin.
Okay, I can go.
Because Mazepin was in a class of his own.
Yeah, Mazepin was in a class of his own.
For all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Mazepin. as they used to say.
Yeah, what were we saying then, Ollie?
Well, there was just... Did we touch on, obviously, the racing conditions? What can they really do to change it, other than, obviously, change the
Don't
date?
race there.
Well, not do mandatory 3 pit stops so they don't have to do quali laps.
Yeah, there's not really much... It's not the most exciting track in the world
Something
either.
that you could kind of view as a positive in that was the fact that everyone was pushing to the limit throughout the whole race. And
besides Logie Sarge.
Besides Logie Sarge.
Williams Academy driver, number 1.
The hallmark of the Williams Driver Academy.
Don't worry,
You actually looked really offended when I started laughing.
No, I just didn't think it would be. It was your reaction. I was like, that's like a big middle finger up to Williams that you did just by giving me.
The might be the final one, but there's one you mentioned before. Not that we've not seen it. Brundle's tweet about
Brundle's tweet
about
yes.
Qatar.
It better not be fake news, mate.
No, because I looked it up and he's tweeted it and he's left it up there.
Yeah, right.
And the tweet essentially reads like, I think we should keep pushing drivers to these extreme conditions because it shows off, he uses the words, what athletes and heroes they are.
What,
I think
keep pushing them until someone dies? Is that
that's what I thought.
What's the limit when you keep pushing them?
Well, it separates the men from the boys, like.
Yeah,
we found out
separate the dead from the alive at some point.
No, mate, I'm not saying I agree with him.
Okay.
I'm not.
Oh dear. Yeah, no, there was another one from Mr. Karoon. Oh dear.
Mr. Karoon or Mr. Chandok.
Whatever, yeah. Mr. KC, we'll call him.
Mr. Karoon.
He said, like, back in my day, he said, like, kind of almost like Brundle said, he was like, we just push him to the limits. There was none of this management stuff. It was all like, just let him race.
It's daft, isn't it? Because it's like, well, look how many people died back in your day. And look how many people have died in our day, you know.
Yeah, but they didn't have sergeants back in that day, did they?
They will have done. They will have done. Grosjean.
If they didn't, they're missing out.
Grosjean cut his car in half, right?
Yeah.
And survived.
Yeah.
With, I wouldn't say minor injuries because they were 3rd-degree burns, but they were.
He walked away.
They've scarred his hands and wrists. The only bits that could have been exposed to fire. That's all. Realistically, he went through a metal barricade, split his car in half into a massive fireball, and walked away from it, like you say.
Thank you, Halo.
Thank you, Halo. If you look at Senna's crash, it's like nothing compared to that, and he died.
Yeah.
So, I think it's a rare Brundle loss.
A blunder from Brundle.
Yes.
Blundell. No, we love you,
Martin
Karoon.
Blundell.
We love you, Martin and Karoon, but we
disagree with you on this one.
We're not a big fan of that take, I wouldn't say so. Unless
you
are Daily.
No. Just being quiet here. No, I'm not.
Are we happy to move on to the predictions?
I'm happy, yes.
Oh yeah.
How are we doing? Jesus, this is a long one.
Okay.
No, it's alright.
We did dick around a lot before we started, to be fair.
Oh,
so,
yeah,
should we do Jimmy's first? Again, thank you, Jimmy, for commenting and watching.
Jimmy the skipper.
Thank you, Jimmy. We love you, mate. Wrote down your comments. Should we do his first or?
Yeah, let's do
Jimmy's.
Jimmy.
So Jimmy said, bollocks. He said win was Max, so you got 1 point for that. Loss, Joe. Fastest lap, Hamilton. You don't like Jimmy.
You're a hater on everyone, aren't you?
There's competition here. When there's competition, there's rivalry.
Hold on, wait for this to pass. Sorry, Jimmy.
Do you want the ambulance?
I'll speed this bit up. Fastest pit, he said McLaren.
Oh,
well done to Jimmy.
Jimmy's on. I think 2 points is the most anyone's ever scored.
No,
in
I got 5 in the first.
Did you?
First
5.
Or what? Like Ollie got 12 in the dark.
Still to come out.
Video
Coming soon.
Driver of the day said Lando. He was third in voting, driver voting.
Not far off.
And his surprise was Liam to finish higher than Yuki, but I didn't think that was a bad call considering Liam's recent form. But he had 2 again. Well done, Jimmy.
Fair play, Jimmy.
Thank you for commenting. Who wants to go? We'll start with Daily.
Every week.
And for whatever reason, you said Leclerc would win.
Oh, right. What was I drinking last week?
I wasn't smoking.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Lost, you said Logie Sarge.
Well,
He lost
in another way,
He lost in my eyes.
Yeah.
Fastest lap, Lando.
No points though.
No. Fastest pit, he did say McLaren, so well done, 1 point. Driver of the day, Leclerc.
I know I said the fastest.
And
pit, no.
the big one
I
of all,
know. Let's not bring this up.
on the surprise, you said Logie Sarge not to spin or crash the whole weekend.
Logie Sarge to do his job.
Yes.
On a sprint weekend.
So he spun and just quit the race.
I'm loving the
We got
optimism.
minus points.
Leclerc winning and Sarge to do his job. I'm loving.
I really backed Sargent to his job, honestly. Like, everyone was bigging it up, saying easy track to learn, Williams would be quick here, but no.
Literally.
Sargent will be Sargent.
TB,
Yeah.
win, you said Max, 1 point. Lost K-Mag. Where did K-Mag finish? I don't know.
Probably second last.
Yeah, fair enough. Fastest lap. Who got the fastest lap? Was it?
Verstappen.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
So you said Max for fastest lap.
Lando got a lot of fastest laps though, didn't he?
He did.
Mate,
Verstappen took it at the end,
Piastri
though.
did. He was switching back and forth. Oh my god. Fastest pit, you said Williams.
Williams, lad. Okay.
Driver of the day.
Or not, okay.
Driver of the day, you said Lewis.
Oh, yeah,
you're
no.
joking.
Probably driver of that corner, you could argue.
Not even that corner.
Surprise, you said Stroll points.
Oh,
no.
Anyway, he was close, so you could have got third. So I said win Max. Okay. A loss. I said Guan Yu Zhou.
Oh, quite wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, very, very wrong. Fastest lap said Lando.
Ooh.
Fast pit. Very close it was actually. I was going to laugh at that then. Ferrari. They had a 1.9, so it wasn't.
Who did I put for fastest pit? Sorry.
Williams. Ooh.
You're laughing at their driver academy.
Do you realise how quick the Williams pit crew are?
Not very clearly.
No, they are quick.
How quick?
Like they've won it low. This is gonna sound so antiquated.
Are we talking about like the 90s here?
No, like 2019 and 2020.
Right. Yeah.
It was them and Red Bull like non-stop.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't think that's translated, has it?
Yeah. No. So like before we started watching F1.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm glad you were talking then because I forgot to draw the table for the next predictions. I've just done it. For driver of the yeah, I did it. Oh, not that straight actually.
It's just like it drops off at the end every time, isn't it?
Driver of the day, I said Lawson.
No.
He lost. Yeah. And my surprise was Haas double DNF, which is also not true. So moving on, we are in.
So how many points did we all get?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. Don't just move on.
Tom Bolton and Jimmy tied for 2 points.
Ooh.
Hey.
Well done, Jimmy.
Well done, Jimmy.
And
Hang on, this is the second week Jimmy's won, isn't it? In a row?
Yeah. We
And me.
need to bring him on.
No, Jimmy. Fair play, Jimmy.
Well done, Jimmy. Me and Tom Daly got 1 point.
Oh.
So we're actually all in the points.
Yeah.
Except Logie Sarge.
Why did you skip a page there?
There's a lot of signatures on it. There was a party last weekend, wasn't there? And they used the F1 book.
Petition to get Ollie kicked off.
So is it Circuit the Americas in 2 weeks? Or it's in America? I know.
Yeah, it's in America, yeah.
Circuit of the Americas.
Okay, Circuit of the Americas. We like that one. It's a good race. Always a good race. At the old Circuit of the Americas. Mr. Bolton.
You chat some terrible, you do.
Mr. Bolton, would you like to start us with your win prediction?
I'm gonna say it.
Go on.
Lando.
Knew that was coming.
Jeez.
To be honest, I thought last week I predicted Lando, but clearly I didn't. So I'm going to say...
You said Leclerc.
No, hot take.
Oh.
Might go. Oh wait, we're doing Bolton's first.
Oh yeah,
aren't we?
okay. Loss. Who's losing the race?
Sorry, mate.
Who's losing the race?
Who's losing the race? Surely
The
Logie
viewers.
Sarge can finish his own race, can't he? I'm going to go Logie Sarge.
LS.
He doesn't do himself any favours.
Fastest
But that
lap.
might be Lance Stroll, you div.
Oh yeah.
Both highly likely.
Just actually, why
I'll put
can't I
El
say
Sarge.
anything?
El Sarge. Fastest lap.
Lance Stroll, no. Fastest lap.
You say Lando last week? Oh no, you said Lewis.
Did I?
No.
I said that.
No, you said that for driver of
the
the day. Oh, you said. Oh, you got Max. This was Max, yeah.
What, for fastest lap?
Yeah.
Well, I'll go Lando.
Lando. This was like 2 weeks ago when you said Lando for everything.
Yeah, literally, mate.
Let's hope he.
McLaren hype train.
Fastest pit.
I'm going to go Red Bull.
Red Bull.
Oh, I want to say McLaren again, but
Driver of the day.
Well, if Lando has won, it's got to be Lando, I know.
Oh, so you're going all or nothing then, are you?
Again,
Yeah.
Okay.
bit like...
Surprise.
Go on.
surprise. Ooh.
I don't know what you're writing to get.
Mate, I scribbled out surprise because I spelled it funny. No, I didn't. It looked really weird because I crammed it into a
No
small
one else is
space.
going to see it, though.
Oh yeah.
Right. What?
Surprise that jumps to my mind. I want to go something Lance Stroll based again.
Okay. Lance Stroll to lose his seat. That'd be a surprise.
No, it wouldn't, mate.
Yeah, Lance Stroll to retain his seat by next week.
The surprise. Aston Martin has to go up. Fire! I'm joking.
Fire.
I'm all for that one.
Yeah. Whoa. Actually, no. I can't do Lance Stroll points again, can I not?
I think he can. I don't.
I know. Danny Rick to bottle it on his return.
Oh, is he back next week?
Well, apparently.
Wait,
funny if he's not.
when you say to bottle it, is that like bottom 15
me.
or is it the DNF?
Feel like we'll know if he's bottled.
Oh, right, okay.
We'll know.
Oh, it's all happening. Mr. Daly?
Yep, hit me.
Okay. Win. Who's winning the race?
Russell.
What?
You just wait, my friend.
Okay.
Outrageous.
Well, okay. Who's losing?
Jimmy's sat there shaking. his head right.
Who's losing the race?
Sergeant.
Logie Sarge. I'm loving this is good optimism, boys. That Sargent's going to finish. Fastest lap. Max. Fastest pit.
Oh, I can't say I'm good at it last week. I'm gonna follow Bolton's advice and say Williams.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm basically throwing away a point there.
A driver of the day.
Russell, if he's winning.
Russell. Fair enough.
point.
Surprise, Russell winning.
I'm surprised that Williams get the fastest pit stop.
No.
When does that happen ever?
Next week. It's happening. No, is that your answer?
Yeah.
Is that your one?
Williams get fastest stop.
Williams fastest.
DHL fastest pit stop award.
I just don't see that as much of a surprise.
Who wants to?
This week?
Yeah, but
let's go.
I wouldn't say that's much of a surprise.
Right, Ollie, win.
I said Max next week. Ooh. It's always going to be Max, isn't it? I'm going to go Mr. Norris as well.
No. Okay, lose.
Yeah.
Sarge.
Who's losing? Besides Aston Martin shows. I'm going in.
Really
I'm
are.
sorry.
No holding back.
You're gonna have to say Stroll now after that comment.
Oh no, I think I'll go Stroll actually.
Yeah. Yeah, do it.
Go Stroll.
Okay, fastest lap.
Fastest lap. Ooh. I'm going to put Max. If Lando's winning it, I think Max will try and get it back.
Fastest pit.
I said McLaren. No, did I say McLaren last week?
No, you didn't.
What? Oh, McLaren.
MCL. Polo.
Polo?
No,
Driver of the
does
day.
that not say polo?
No, it's just.
It does say
It might
polo.
look like it actually.
Driver of the day.
It does look like it.
Polo. Danny Rick, if he's back. Oh, in fact, do we know he's back? 100%, because I could be bottling this. He's 100%
Yeah,
back.
he's 100% back.
Okay, Danny Rick.
Oh, my hands are so cold I can't write.
Yeah, and surprise.
I've already written Daniel Ricciardo, so it's going to have to be something to do with him now.
Alex Albon to be.
Top 5.
I was going to say top 5. Is that too? Is
Oh,
that?
yours, mate?
But like, what was the threshold with that? Like, could I say top 7 and would that still be a surprise? Or is 5?
No, wait. This is just driver of the day.
No, you've already put Daniel Ricciardo.
Yeah, Danny Rick.
I'm sorry.
I've just had a whole conversation since then.
That was a fucking, like, brain fart, that was.
Surprise. Okay, Albon top 5.
Yeah, okay. I think that's some fair. That's some pretty rogue ones actually.
Jimmy's shaking his head again at that one. Sorry.
But
You
yeah.
can't keep it within the lines.
like Logie Sarge. In fact, more like Stroll or Gasly.
So I think that's
5 second penalty.
That's it for the.
Or like Latifi at Abu Dhabi 2021.
Hey, what a way to finish.
Yeah, good lad.
Oh, you have to do it on camera.
I'm a crowd pleaser. I know you were all here. You were waiting to see it. That does look pretty close though. So yeah.
Should be on the balcony.
Just to reiterate, it's got. Is it actually? For how long?
About 3 weeks.
It's vintage then.
Right.
It's a good year.
It's a good year. Is it actually?
Has it been caught?
No,
Is it actually
no. Like wine connoisseurs, they go like, "Oh yeah, it's a 64." Oh yeah, it's a good year.
I don't know how I'm going to drink that because it's going to come out really slowly.
No, you just tip it back and it'll yeah, and then you just drink. Oh, look at that, it's gone. Have you got it on your jumper?
Oh.
Till next week. I'm not getting this tonight.
We're well, it's America in 2 weeks. Thank you for watching. Shout out to Jimmy. Shout out to
Jimmy.
Dan
Shout out to Jimmy.
Dan O'Halloran.
Shout out to Dan O'Halloran.
Shout out to Hotwork Brewery.
Anyone you'd like to shout out, Mr. Bolton?
No.
Williams Driver Academy.
Williams Driver Academy.
But yeah, we'll try and get some shorts out. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah. See you later.
Goodbye all.